All right, so this workout's from March 3rd, so that's about 2 weeks ago. I'm a little bit behind schedule, but I'm going to try to get caught up this weekend and be able to get all of this content out. Um, Today, I wound up doing for this lift uh, some speed box squats, and then immediately after, did some speed sumo deadlifts. I wound up doing both those workouts. Um, Really sore. My calves are sore from a few days prior whenever I went for a run on the beach. I wound up getting something like 4 miles in, ran with my dog, and yeah, it was fun. But for a few days afterwards, I had some DOMs in my calves, which definitely did affect my workout a little bit. But nevertheless, I did wind up getting 8 total sets for 3 reps each. I wound up working primarily with 185 pounds, really just after the first set. The first set I wound up doing, I got 3 reps at 225 pounds, but notated it was way too heavy. Perhaps I felt some knee pain, but I didn't write that down. I was definitely enjoying these though, or I would have probably wrote down some knee pain overall. So yeah, it looks like 16 inches worked pretty well for me. Uh, and I bring that up because later on, you'll see in another video, this week I actually wound up doing box squats again, the speed box squats. And I wound up feeling some pain until I wound up raising the the box higher up, actually past parallel. So I'll discuss that, I guess, at a later time. But this is me doing my sumo deadlifts. I did add the accommodating resistance. I'm playing around with um, the best gym out of Similar Strength or Town Center Fitness for me to be able to set this up is, and so far I like Similar Strengths a little bit more, but I do like how Town Center Fitness has some machines that I can use for some unilateral work, specifically for my legs. Um, so I like that a lot over here, as well as the boxes at Town Center Fitness. But the speed pools look pretty good, fairly violent off the floor. I'm really just having issues with the setup as a result of those chains bouncing around. This didn't really happen too much recently with the new way that I was setting it up, but yeah, that's just me playing around with that. Anyways, I enjoyed the speed sumo deadlifts. I liked them both this week as well as the next week, which you'll see soon. But yeah, felt strong, felt powerful. I'm exploding up here with, if I had to guess, this is 225 pounds, and I think those are probably 25-pound chains. So probably 275 pounds ish. I'm exploding up with, which is pretty good. It's more than I'll need uh, for any application in sport that I'm doing, whether that be just anything really. Um, I can explode through somebody with the hips. So, and then after that, I did wind up adding this exercise. Um, I added this just in the moment. Felt like I needed a little bit of extra upper back work, some shoulder work, and some grip work. So I just added these fairly wide grip barbell shrugs. And I wound up only doing one set of these at 15 reps or yeah, 15 reps at 225 pounds. So that would have been an AMRAP. And then after that, I did the split squat, which you're seeing here. This is not by any means my favorite exercise. I do not like the stretch that it's putting on my, I guess, on my knee joint, specifically my hurt one. Um, it just feels like quite a large load there. I definitely enjoy whenever I'm doing my single leg work, the leg extension. Um, but yeah, wound up doing 2 sets of these. I did notate that there was some mild discomfort, specifically in my right knee, and then for the second set, said the same, except for I added that my grip was getting weak. And this was actually me doing one or two sets of 8 at 55 pounds in each hand. So yeah, not my favorite exercise, but something I am going to work on, um, as long as it's only causing a little bit of discomfort for the next little while. I don't know what else I could play around with here. I really don't want to be doing a big compound movement like a squat for my quads right now. Uh, I really want to be able to work them out individually. Um, I want to be able to get the right one, which appears to be lagging, at least in size, up to speed. I want to get it to at least the size of my left leg. I mean, I'm not trying to get my legs to grow too much right now, but I definitely want them to be symmetrical. It's definitely something I'd like to have. But yeah, I guess for the time being, it's what I'm going to play around with. I'm going to try to progress on. It's definitely challenging, as you can tell. I have a little rest pause there, but after that, I wound up doing my box jumps. I think this is something like 36 inches, um, maybe 32. Let's see. Yeah, it's 36 inches. I just got 25 of these total. The way that I wound up breaking up this film, there were periods where I'm kind of just jumping like 3, 4, or 5 jumps in a row, taking a little mini break for maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and then doing 2 or 3, and then a mini break, and then maybe 5 or 6, a mini break. So you'll see that just a little bit here. Yeah, the jumps look pretty good. I'm jumping from approximately a foot behind the the box. I'm getting my legs up. I didn't miss a single one. There wasn't too much knee pain at all, specifically whenever I did jump. Here, I'll walk us through it. As I do descend down from my initial jump, I do feel like I am leaning a little bit more towards my left side. Let's see if we can see that. Yeah, I have a little bit of a lean to my left side. I'm favoring it. That's something that I definitely noticed. I'm also not getting too deep for my jumps, as opposed to what I used to do. I used to really kind of squat down into it and then try to explode up. Didn't really feel too much pain whenever I jump onto, or let me backtrack. Didn't feel much pain whenever I jumped up. Didn't feel much pain whenever I jumped onto the box and landed. And I really didn't feel much pain whenever I was holding or suspending my weight whenever here, look at the top of the box, whenever I jump up there. I don't really feel any pain in that right knee when I'm in the hole. So that was something that I was pleasantly surprised with. But overall, I got my 25 jumps in, which I still need to do this week. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed those. I'm looking forward to progressing on them, jumping higher. Um, again, with the unilateral work, and really just trying to get my right leg caught up to speed. I do believe I'll be able to not only jump higher, but not have this little favor towards my left side. So, but anyways, after that, I wound up doing hanging leg raises. Um, I mean, I can talk about them if we want. I'm just gonna say my grip is a little bit weak. I got 15 for my first set at body weight, 15 for my second set at body weight, and then 10 for my final set. After that, I wound up doing some tibialis raises off the wall. I just did 2 sets of 25 at my body weight, and then I did some sitting calf raises, 2 sets of 15 at 90 pounds, and then some standing calf raises, 2 sets of 20 at approximately 270 pounds. After that, I wound up doing jiu-jitsu. I wound up doing that for an hour, and then I wound up doing MMA for an hour as well. So this day was a 3-day. This is just me turning the page in my workout journal. March 4th, I'll go ahead and say, I believe that was a rest day. I don't have anything notated here. I need to go fill that part in. March 5th, I wound up doing jiu-jitsu again at Positive Balance. I did that for 1 hour. Normally I try not to just do one thing in a 2-day interval, but I was starting, or still am, starting a new job, so I'm kind of busy with that right now. March 6th, I ran 4 miles again. I remember this. Yeah, I ran 4 miles again on March 6th. I ran with one of my friends, but I used some improper old shoes that I found around the house as I'm trying to just get back in this slowly, and got some blisters on both my feet. So I notated that. And then later in that day, I wound up doing a warm up, just a quick 5-minute warm up, and then I did some close grip bench press. I wound up working up to, well, I worked up from, I originally started with 3 reps at 135 pounds, and then I did 1 rep at 225, another at 245, and then my top set at 265. I did write down this wasn't my best. I believe I was feeling fatigued, probably after that run, but not bad, not bad. And then for my closed grip bench press, which I tried to do with a pulse, I wound up doing 4 sets of 8 at 205. And I did notate the weight felt really good. I believe I'll probably talk about this when it pops back up on film. I'm just going ahead and getting us all caught up. Um, but yeah, overall, my triceps are still my weakness. Um, my bench press is, I'm not going to say it's like moving up, because I am trying to cut still, but I will say that my bench press, it's feeling good. It's not getting like terribly weaker as I'm cutting. Then I did the T-bar row. I did my first set at 15 reps at 135 pounds, and then my second and third set, 12 reps each for 100 at 160 pounds. And I did notate I got pretty tired from that. I went doing my push-ups. I got 60 in 30 seconds, and then I did my dumbbell lateral raises. I did 5 sets of 20 at 25 pounds, and then I just added some black band tricep extensions for 100 total. I notated for this day that I modified the workout. Needed to cut out today. We'll do another. Need to cut out arms, yeah. So I needed to cut out arms that day. I'm assuming I just felt pretty tired and fatigued. I was just reading the note that I read. Then on March 7th, I did jiu-jitsu again, positive balance, and then I lifted with Josh. I didn't actually wind up filming any of my workout with Josh. I'm going to stick with that and just try not to film, make it an obsession, but I am going to try to film as much as I can, um, just so that way I'm able to get some content out. But anyways, I lived with Josh and we started with tricep extensions. This is more of a bodybuilding-esque type workout. He had me, because this is an arm day for him, he had me do 10 reps at 35 pounds, then 10 reps at 45 pounds, then 10 reps at 45 pounds, then 5 reps at 65 pounds. Then we did 14, or I got 14, just over 14, not quite 15 reps at 85 pounds, and then 14 reps again at 85 pounds, and then 6 reps at 100 pounds, and then right into 5 reps at 75 pounds. After that, I did the single arm V handle tricep extensions, which I did drop sets for. I did 6 reps at 50 pounds to a drop set of 6 reps at 35 pounds. And then for the next one, I did 12 reps at 40 pounds, followed by 12 reps at 20 pounds. After that, I did some dumbbell curls. I did 2 by 10 at 40 pounds. And then after that, I did dumbbell curls with straps, and I got 12 reps at 40 pounds. After that, I did some tricep skull crushers. I did 2 sets of 15 at 60 pounds, and then I did some preacher curls, which is 2 sets of 15 at 25 pounds. At the very end, I added for us some AMRAP dumbbell lateral raises, and I did 25 reps at 30 pounds. All right. And then I guess I'll go ahead and talk about this some. This is the workout that I went ahead and debriefed us on, which was on March 6th. There's one more day on here that I wound up lifting, which was March 8th, that I'll talk about whenever we get caught up. But this is me right here. I'm doing the bench press. I believe I'm doing my, let's go back to that. Let me turn the page. All right, that's 185, that's 205. All right, that's 205 pounds. So yeah, I'm doing in this clip, I'm doing my main work here. Let's see. I'm maintaining a good decent arch. I'm pausing fairly well. For the most part, I believe I'm keeping my butt on the bench. Feet are staying pretty firmly planted. Form looks pretty decent here. I'm definitely pushing it though. This is some heavy rep work for me. I'm looking lean though. This is me in a shirt, some medium shirt from I think probably high school. It's a medium shirt that I wore around the time whenever the Superman film came out, Superman versus Batman. But this is me getting the rep work. Let's see. Yeah, you see there at the top, it starts to slow. And that's just indicating that I'm still struggling with a bit of a tricep weakness locking out there at the top. Basically transitioning from driving mm, with my chest um, here down the hole. I'm driving. I'm popping out using my lats, driving with my shoulders, my chest. Those are the primary movers there. But as I go higher, I'm starting to transition into my triceps, taking more load. Um, and I'm able to get it up until probably the last 4 or 5 inches is where it starts to slow down. Um, so again, I'm still trying to attack my arms right now, as I think that's a weak link for me. I'm attacking them primarily um, with my overhead tricep extensions. I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck there. Uh, that is the main exercise I'm using for my triceps. Here and there, I'm throwing in other things. For this compound movement here, it's not just bench press. It's not just my pressing motion, but I'm actually getting some significant tricep activation here as well. Oh, well, my butt popped up there, but I'm getting some significant tricep activation here. It's a close grip. My arms look like, you can even tell here, my forearms are they're getting a pump. Uh, my triceps undoubtedly are too. But yeah, oh, but definitely came up on that one. I'm gonna assume that was the last rep and last set, yeah. All right, and then I wound up doing my T-bar rows. I'm still liking pushing these for a lot of reasons. Um, Most notably, um, I'm able to put some stress on my knee. Um, I believe that's good for it, for the healing process. And then also, I'm able to get a pretty good pull motion in that's not going to overtax me. Yes, I am using a lot of support from my musculature in my lower back here when I'm bent over, but just the way the weight's moving, I don't feel like I'm straining too much or anything. I like the movement. I enjoy being able to feel it, particularly in my middle back. Um, I even feel a stretch down in my lats whenever I let it go down pretty low. There's definitely a squeeze at the top. I feel like I'm hitting my rear delts pretty well. Um, and as I bend over more, as I basically push my hips back, I'm definitely feeling more of it in my upper back. Um, and as I tend to come up, um, I'm actually watching myself inch up quite a bit as I come up for for those T-bar rows. Um, it definitely feels more sloppy, so I'm trying to stay bent over more. But yeah, overall, definitely enjoying those as a primary muscle builder for my back alongside the other days where I'm doing a single arm row. This is just me here knocking out some push-ups. Notate I got 60 in 30 seconds. You're welcome to check me on that. I'm flying through there, but mainly doing those push-ups just to keep this day, not just being me pushing a bunch of weight. Um, I'm not just trying to push a bunch of weight slowly, even though this is primarily a day where I get to work out my upper body and I get to work it out in a more uh, traditionally hypertrophy way. I don't want to neglect the athleticism aspects of this, so I went and threw in those push-ups there for my work capacity, for explosive movement. I'm trying to beat my previous time, which I did. I believe I got 50 something the last time, so as long as that number's somewhat moving up or at least staying the same, I know that I'm not doing anything detrimental to my explosivity, at least in my upper body, as it would pertain, I suppose, to push-ups for 30 seconds, but I believe that would have some carryover. Now, after that, I wound up doing my dumbbell lateral raises. These are something that I'm primarily choosing to do these lateral raises as my um, as a main movement for me um, for a weak link, which would be my shoulders. My shoulders, I I can't definitively tell you if I have a weak link in my shoulders as it pertains to muscles, however, or as it pertains to moving the weight, but I can tell you that I definitely have an asymmetry. I can also tell you that my arms definitely look proportionally bigger to my shoulders. So that's something that I'm working on right now. It'll have a ton of carryover, um, both for my bench press. It'll have a bunch of carryover for, uh, shoot, for my deadlift. it'll have a significant carryover for my, or it should, for my overhead press. It should have a pretty good carryover for me in martial arts when I'm out doing really any pushing motion, since we're working in odd and weird angles. It should help me a lot whenever I'm striking, help build up those shoulders. But yeah, you can see here, um, it looks like my left arm, uh, well, let's see actually. Huh, wait, it's flipped. That's what it is. Yeah, it's flipped. Okay. Yeah, you can tell that one of my shoulders is flying up just a little bit more than the other one. But I finished that workout with some black band tricep extensions. Just got 100 total, and I didn't wind up filming that. Primarily decided to cut that workout, as I said earlier, cut out my arms at the end. I just felt really fatigued and tired, um, which I wound up making up for more than enough whenever I worked out with Josh. Uh, Wound up killing it on that day, as I said. Um, I wound up just getting a ton of arm work in here. I'll count up precisely how many here. Some of those were definitely, yeah, yeah. Some of those were definitely warm-up sets, but working sets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 total sets. Yeah, pretty good. Then on March 8th, this is the last day. This is before I wound up uh, basically going on a little vacation with some friends. Um, so I didn't wind up working out as much as I would have liked to have the past week. But this was me getting ready to leave for a few days, so I went ahead and worked out my legs pretty hard. Wound up doing my normal thing, did my bike for 5 minutes to warm up for 5 minutes. I did notate at the top that I was very tired and I was exhausted. I already served that day, 8 hour shift. And then I also notated that I just ate half a fried chicken. So I wound up doing squat for low bar, and I wound up working to a 3 rep max at 225 pounds. I said easy does it, basically. I wrote that down for myself. Could have went higher, probably 100 pounds higher. I'm not trying to put too much stress and strain though on my knee. It was feeling decent. Right now it feels like it's a little bit fatigued, but I'll talk about that later in another video. So I went ahead and called it at 225 pounds. No reason to push it too hard. After that, I wound up doing my good mornings with a straight bar. Last time I wound up doing it um, with a squat bar, a safety squat bar. So doing it now with a straight bar, uh, it's just a little different. The more weight that you put on it, the more it's going to wind up really feeling heavier, um, just because of the way that it sits on your back, like the weight doesn't swing down with you. I guess it's kind of hard to describe. The safety, unless I misspoke, here, let me think. The safety, the safety squat bar allows me to do basically the same amount of weight as a straight bar, just with less weight. So I guess, yeah, I misspoke. The safety squat bar is definitely doing that. But for whatever reason, I felt this weight it just felt heavier on my back. Maybe it was heavier in general, but it was 185 pounds, and I did that for 4 sets of 8. And I said, not sure what weight I did exactly, um, exactly something. Oh, because of New Journal. So overall, they felt good. Um, I felt like I was able to get deep. Felt like I was able to get stretch. It felt heavy on my back. Felt like some real working weight. So I was glad and happy to be able to get that and do that. So after that, though, I went ahead and did my dumbbell jumps. I did 5 sets of 1 at 15 pounds and then 5 sets of 1 at body weight. And I notated that I didn't have any pain here. Let's see. Yeah, pretty nice. Um, Perhaps someday I'll get a jump mat to be able to check just how high I am going. Um, but what are we doing here? Probably gonna cut this out actually. All right, it looks like I'm about to do my jumps. But yeah, look at that. for somebody who's been hesitant to jump for quite a while. Pretty proud of that. You know, it didn't look too one-sided on that jump. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, yeah. Definitely put some weight on one side, especially whenever I drop down. I also shifted my weight to a hip. So that's something I'm gonna have to work out. But I guess I did. I notated no pain here, so pretty happy to say that. At least on this day, there was no pain jumping. But after that, I wound up doing pull-ups. Wound up doing them with a chain. I wound up doing 5 sets. Now, I guess I can go ahead and describe this to y'all as well. These pull-ups that I'm doing here, um, this is something that I throw in on my lower body days. I like to throw in some type of vertical pull. The reason being for that is it does decompress my spine a little bit. It allows me to sneak in. I've said this before. Sneak in some extra volume for my back on a lower body day. There's no reason for me to overdo it on a lower body day. My legs are pretty big. You know, right now I'm able to I'm able to deadlift a substantial amount of weight, over 500 pounds. I'm probably able to squat um, over four, almost 400, we'll say, as I've gotten 405 before. Um, I think I could definitely get over 300 even with this knee thing. But overall, my legs are pretty big, so I'm not really having to do much for them right now. All I'm really having to do is all I'm really trying to do is just keep lifting heavy. Um, I'm trying to. I'm just watching this film in the background as well for y'all. I thought I edited some of those things out, but probably just gonna keep them at this point. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to lift heavy right now for my legs. Trying to lift heavy, trying to rehab my injured knee, and I'm trying to um, get more explosive. I'm trying to improve my range of motion. I'm really not trying to gain too much muscle mass in my legs. My legs are pretty muscular as it is. Um, I mean, it already makes shopping for a lot of pants fairly difficult. So if I could just get my right leg up to speed with my left, because my right leg's just a little bit smaller, comparatively speaking, then I'd be pretty happy. Uh, you know, I'm really not doing much in the name of just general hypertrophy for my legs, other than that good morning. Um, I'm doing that good morning primarily just to keep something, linearly moving for me. Still trying to, I'm still doing the heavy work, doing the speed work, doing jumps. So yeah, I work out my abs as well. I do my corrective exercises, and then I do my pull-ups as well. My pull-ups are something that I definitely like to do on those lower body days, and it allows me to get it allows me basically to remove on my upper body days a heavy compound pull that I'd have to be putting in on those days as well, which will be taxing me too. So it allows me to focus on my upper body days a little bit more on my pushing, which I mean is something that I like to do, um, especially for the aesthetic reasons. It allows us just to work those muscle groups out more. But this is me doing my cable ab crunches. It's something else that I do on my lower body days. Basically doing these so that I can maintain having some strong abs. I feel like my abs are pretty strong. However, I'm going to start at some point implementing some more ab stuff, probably at least some body weight stuff. Right now, my two main ab movements are the cable crunches and the hanging leg raises, which I'm only really doing about 3 to 6 sets a week total for my abs, um, at least directly. I mean, I'm still doing MMA anywhere from 3 to 8 times a week, so I'm using my abs a lot there, and I'm using my abs, um, at least activating them in a lot of these other movements as well, but directly hitting them, um, mainly just doing that 3 to 6 times a week, and that's sets wise. Um, but yeah, after I wound up doing all those, I wound up doing my leg extensions and my leg curls, and I went ahead and notated that I did feel some mild discomfort on the first set, and then by the second and third sets, that discomfort was dissipating. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it end here. Um, Basically, let it play out, um, and you can watch me rehab my leg. And at the very end, I got a picture of me basically just um, a day or two after this, uh, on vacation, just progress picture for my cut. Um, I'm gonna have to talk about that. I'm still cutting. I feel like I'm losing body fat. I'm getting stronger in some areas as well, but I just weighed myself, um, and I'm basically 190 right now. So I thought I was in the 80s. I mean, I was in the 80s, but I guess this vacation set me back just a little bit. But nevertheless, we'll get back on track. And until next time, I'm just gonna let this play out. So